What's going on, guys? So, first off, I want to start off this video by apologizing that it has been a couple of weeks since I have uploaded anything. I've been dealing with a lot in my personal life, especially with my roommate, with some drama that she chose to start up, but unfortunately I got kind of roped into. I've also been really sick over the last few weeks. My allergies have been kicking my butt. It's gotten to a point where I was averaging at one point like 3 hours of sleep at night. All I did over spring break was sleep. I was sleeping so much over spring break that like I didn't get anything productive done whatsoever with regards to the channel or anything. And so I kind of decided to just take a little bit of a break, get to feeling better, wipe the slate clean, start some brand new series. And so that is what I am going to do today. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is a game. Let's see if I can go ahead and get it to the main screen. Pokemon Insurgence. This is a fan-made game. I don't know entirely who created it right off the top of my head. I mean, I could find out relatively easily. But it is a game that is 100% fan-made. It is. Let's see. Come on, load up already. Okay, I'm not coming up with anything relatively easily, but regardless, you can look this up on Reddit. You can look up people who are doing playthroughs on this on YouTube. All sorts of people who are playing through this game, who are enjoying the heck out of it. I've played through it a couple of times. It is an incomplete game, but you have up until the 3rd gym badge. Well, on my other playthrough, I'm doing an Egglocke. And I am 1 gym badge in, and I've spent about 12 hours. I have a friend who's about 20 hours in and has 2 badges. So you get plenty of playthrough from this game. The playthrough I am going to be doing today is something very unique. Something that I have never done before. I just got really into the concept of the Egglocke. I really liked that with this game. I am going to do a randomized Egglocke. Now, I know some of you are thinking, why are you doing a randomized if every Pokemon you catch is going to be swapped out for an egg? Well, the reason for that is randomized not only randomizes the Pokemon in the routes, it also randomizes other trainers' Pokemon. And that is why I am doing the randomizer. It's going to give me this little thing here. So this is my main game. But we're actually going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and overwrite. I'm sorry, I spent 6.5 hours. I thought I spent longer than that. 6.5 hours. But I'm going to go ahead and overwrite it just for this case. So this here is Pokemon Insurgence. Current version is 1.0 with 3 badges with a final boss around level 50. So that's really big for this game. I mean, I still remember X and Y. I spent a lot of time in it before I had the 3rd gym badge, but I was still encountering Pokemon around like level 20. I don't believe I get to randomize until this has gone through. I can tell that the sound is a little bit low right now, so I'm going to bump it up just a little bit, because it really does have some beautiful music. But I decided to wipe the slate clean and just start all new series. I'll still do some stuff with Moonrise because I still really like that game. But that is what my plan is. Now with that, I am actually talking to one of my friends, and we are going to, at the very least, get things set up and possibly record an episode of a Soul Link this weekend. I'm not sure how well that will go. I'm still learning the editing process, but we'll get there when we get there. So the basic premise of this game is that this is an entirely new region called the Tauren region, in which a lot of cults exist. And these cults will do things like sacrifice members, sacrifice people to legendary Pokemon in order to try to summon them. The Augur, which is the first Augur, this guy who's up here is the second, was monumental in disbanding some of the cults. And so this guy's talking about him, you know him as your hero, the man who single-handedly defeated 5 of the cults. He's one of the greatest men the Tauren region has ever known, but, and this is the shocker, this is actually 1 year before the actual start of the game. So we get a little bit of a prologue, which is unique to a Pokemon game. As you know, the Tauren region is home to several cults. These cults contain terrible, terrible people. Thieves, murderers, and worse. This is a very dark take on a Pokemon game, and you guys will see that in the opening area. The Augur became a hero after he single-handedly defeated 5 of the different cults in the region. He saved all of our lives. 1 week ago, he went looking for one of the cults that still remained, and has not returned. He has not been seen since. So basically, this guy is just saying, like, hey, this Augur went out to do his job as this magical leader, and now he's gone. He's disappeared. Nobody knows where he is. I'll go over the rules briefly with this. So, the rules are actually really easy to implement in this game as far as a randomized Nuzlocke or a randomized Egglocke. Now, I'm going to be shifting rules a little bit just because that's how I feel like. Because you don't get a lot of encounters in this game. There are not a lot of places where you can find Pokemon. So, I have decided that I am going to relax the 1 capture per route rule to 3. I get 3 encounters per route, no dupes or anything like. I will do dupes for that, but I mean, as far as eggs go, you can't really call dupes on eggs. Also, it doesn't matter what the encounter is on the route. Never mind, I'm not doing dupes. I don't even know why I said that. I'm an idiot. Because the Pokemon, if I catch it and it goes in my party, is dead. It is fainted, and it will be swapped out for an egg. It's actually labeled as egg token. Now, I have 2 little dice here. I have this really little dice, and I have this much bigger white dice. So, basically, that will determine, I will roll these dice, that will determine, the big dice will determine the row, so up and down. I'll re-roll for a 6 because there's only 5 rows, and the little dice will roll for the columns, so left to right, and that will determine what the egg I pick is, and I will just go from box to box. So the first Pokemon, it'll actually be my starter Pokemon, will go to box 1, the first Pokemon I catch on the route will go to box 2, the second one I catch will go to box 3, and so on and so forth. If a Pokemon dies, it is considered dead, and you have to box it. So with this, yes, I would like to do a challenge run. What kind of challenge would I prefer? So, I am choosing randomized egg challenge. So there's all these different challenges. There is an actual Nuzlocke, but I'm not going to click on that just because that actually limits the encounters. Like, I can't modify that, so I'll be doing it by my rules. But you also have a PP challenge. I'm not entirely sure what that is. The solo run, where you get 1 Pokemon and you run through the entire game with them. Mystery challenge, I'm not entirely sure what that is. Same, I assume the non-technical challenge is no TMs. I have no idea what the bravery challenge is. Shoot, I cannot do both a randomized and an egg challenge. So I'm actually going to go with just the egg challenge. I will do an Egglocke. So what this does is it actually generates 20 boxes full of eggs. The last 4 boxes are I can interact with, but I cannot interact with those first 20 boxes until I catch a Pokemon to swap out. So I'm going to randomly generate eggs. That's unfortunate. I really wanted to do both the randomized and the Egglocke, but, you know, we will work with what we can. Randomized is fun, but at the same time, an Egglocke to me, I've never done an Egglocke. I have done randomizers. I did an Egglocke, like, off-screen just to have fun with it, but I've not done a playthrough of one. What my goal is in this episode, I am going to get through the first area, catch my starter Pokemon. I'm going to name myself Tommy Boy. Get my starter Pokemon, which is an egg. So, like, I am a boy. Let me just go through this real quick. We're going to go middle. I feel like everybody goes middle in this game. There is customization in this game. That's one thing that's great. The thing with this game, for those of you who don't know, is it has special Pokemon. Now, if you ever got into the trading card game, there are Pokemon called Delta Species. It works on the same facet. These are called Delta Pokemon, but they have different typing than the regular Pokemon. So, for example, Delta Charmander is actually Dragon and Ghost instead of Fire. Delta Bulbasaur is, I believe, Psychic and Fairy instead of Grass. Delta Squirtle is Dark Fighting instead of Water. I still remember Delta Coughing was Electric. Delta Scyther is Ice. Like, it gives these Pokemon new movesets, new typings, new stats, so on and so forth. There are new Mega Evolutions in this game. All 3 of your Delta starters, which we'll get to see, but we won't actually get to have because they're going to be an egg token. Once they hit their last stage, Delta Venusaur, Delta Blastoise, and Delta Charizard can Mega Evolve, which just gives you a mouthful when you're trying to tell people that you have Delta Mega Charizard or Delta Mega Venusaur. So there are new Mega Evolutions. There are new regular evolutions, too. There are new abilities. One of my favorite things that I tell people with this is there is an Eevee in this game that has a special ability, and it's called Protean Maxima. So if you know Protean, like it's commonly found on Greninjas in the competitive scene, it changes that Pokemon's type to the move that it uses, so it will always get Stab. Protean Maxima for this Eevee actually goes one step further. So let's say that you have this Eevee, and he uses a Fire-type move. He actually evolves into Flareon for that move. And then you'll have a Flareon for a while. Let's say, he uses Flamethrower. Now you have a Flareon, and now he needs to use Aqua Jet. So he will revert from Flareon and evolve into Vaporeon. That is one thing that I absolutely love. I would love it if Nintendo implemented something like that. Like, it doesn't need to be a permanent evolution, just a temporary one, just for the battle. Battle ends and you got Eevee again. So the basic premise here is that your character has been captured by the Cult of Darkrai and is being prepared to be sacrificed. This Gengar is using Dream Eater and is trying to wipe your memories. And he is somewhat successful. You don't really know what's going on. A little bit of a plot device, but at the same time I like it. Mew shows up. Once Mew shows up, Mew helps you out, helps your character out. And you guys can exit out of this place. By the way, just to cover my anything legally, I don't own this game. All the people that are portrayed in this game, other than like Pokemon, are the property of their creator. The Pokemon, obviously, by Nintendo. This is one thing that I think really sold me on this game. This right here, you find, like, there's actually sprites on the map for what you find. It's not just a blank Pokeball. If you find a Pokeball on the map, it's either a Pokeball or a TM. And so, that's one thing I always really liked about this game. Nothing up there. So Mew helps us. Mew can transform itself or somebody else into something as long as it has a DNA sample of it. Now, when I very first played this game, this spot right here took me about 15 minutes to get past. Now that I've actually played through it and I know what the heck's going on, it's really easy. So if you're watching this for the first time and you're just wanting to get into the game, this will help you. So we've got the Cult of Darkrai up here. It never occurred to me to click A down there and get the blood. So we're going to transform into the Darkrai cultist. We have to in order to get past, certain areas. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the holding area. Excuse me. I am recording this about 11:45 at night. Well, I started about 11:30. It's been about 15 minutes now. But I go back because there's fingerprint scanners on all of these. Well, we have items in here. Now, with the Egglocke, remember, I am going to do 3 Pokemon per route, or 3 encounters per route. So if I encounter 3 Caterpies, then I encounter 3 Caterpies, and I'll catch all 3 of them and swap them out for eggs. One thing that this does that I don't have to do, which I really, really like. So let's say I catch that Caterpie and it's at level, let's say it's at level 6. It's a high level Caterpie. It's a Caterpie that's he's messing some stuff up in his first route. So I catch that Caterpie, I swap it out for the egg hatches. The egg hatches into a Ghastly. The game will automatically level that Pokemon up to the level I caught Caterpie at. So if I caught Caterpie at 6, if I caught Caterpie at 6, it'll automatically level this Pokemon up to level 6 for me. I don't have to do it. It also, I guess, kind of keeps me from cheating. Because I have done, not on screen, not for a recording, just for fun, I did do a Heart Gold Soul Silver Egglocke, where, I believe it was actually Storm Silver, where basically I encountered Red, and Red had level 100 Pokemon, and so I'm just like, I'm not going to get screwed over here. I have to level my Pokemon up, so I maxed my Pokemon out at 100, and that was the only way I beat Red. Now, there we go. You play this game with a keyboard, so it does have some, I guess, awkward keyboard shortcuts, and I was trying to figure out where run was, auto run, because auto run is amazing in this game, and I felt like I was going really slow, and I don't want to go slow for this playthrough, not just yet, because like I said, by the end of this episode, I want my starter Pokemon, which will come relatively soon, because I just have to go through. Let me actually see if there's anything over here. There is. Burn Hail. I do want my starter Pokemon. Excuse me. And my first 3 eggs. And they hatch, like, they're all programmed to hatch very, very quickly. So this is what's happening here. The leader of this cult is actually sacrificing one of their servants, one of their members, to Darkrai, and they are straight up killing this person. Darkrai shows up. Take a drink of my soda. Because I am thirsty. And Darkrai leaves. Which very, very much upsets this lady. She does not like that because, you know, she just killed somebody for Darkrai to show up and then walk away. And apparently her sister is somehow involved in that. I haven't gotten to a point in the story with that yet. I'm also not going to spoil things, because this game is a very unique game and really deserves to be played. You guys, if you're at all even remotely interested in Pokemon, and you're old enough, because I do understand that sometimes kids do watch my channel. I mean, I even know that my nephew watches my channel occasionally. He is not old enough for this game. But, you know, if you're in your mid-teens to late teens and up, like, by all means, this is a good game. It's a dark game. It kind of treats Pokemon in a way that will ruin your childhood, but it is a good game. Because, I mean, okay, so in the last, like, 3 minutes, we straight up murdered 3 people. So now I can actually leave this place. And I can get to the first town and get my starter. Which is a small little scene, but it's not bad. And we are free. We are now in Shade Forest. This is technically where I could get one of my first encounters. But obviously, this does not count. The lock does not count until the Pokeballs have been obtained. So, this Mew can really, really destroy this little Caterpie. It's a level 65 Mew. But we do not get it permanently. It is a very temporary Pokemon in our team. And now we are at Telnor Town. So Mew gives us this flute, which allows us to call on Mew when we need it. I have not yet needed to do that. So Mew's gone, and this guy comes walking up to us. Yes, we saw a Mew. Now this is Damien. He is one of our friends, eventually to be one of our rivals. The Augur is coming to this town, and basically everybody... The second Augur, not the first Augur. This is a year later. They still haven't found the first Augur. He's just kind of disappeared. He's off the map. The second Augur is visiting this town, and pretty much what the second Augur is doing is that people give him gifts in exchange for like his blessing on things, which is it's kind of shady to me. That's, you know, a politician promising, "Hey, I'm gonna give you this if you vote for me. If you donate, you know, money to my campaign, I'll help pass a law for you," or something like that. Like, that's what it seems like to me. So, this is the town hall. And here we get Damien and his dad and his stepmom. So his stepdad is all for giving this kid a Pokemon and letting him explore and letting him grow up. The stepmom, not so much. Damien's upset because all of his friends have already passed the age where they get their Pokemon and they get to explore. And Damien can't. And his stepmom is throwing a fit about it, and he doesn't like it. He is really cold here. I mean, essentially going like, "You're not my real mom. Whatever you say, you're not my real mom." Of course I'm willing to do that, because if I don't, then what am I doing here? Am I just gonna like set up shop in this town and sell hot dogs or whatever? Like, of course we're gonna go get Pokemon. So the professor has a whole bunch of Eevee. Now, it's not explicitly stated. Excuse me. Eyes are starting to water. My allergies are still kind of bad, but they've gotten better. It's not expressly stated, but this professor in this town has, I believe it said, thousands of Eevees, which really makes me think that this professor is like, he's a failed shiny breeder. Because what other reason would there be for this professor to have thousands of Eevees, or 1,000 Eevees, or even more than like 50? Because you got some decent kids in this town. You probably have kids that come in from other towns that want Eevees. So now this guy right here, he is the one who gives the professor the 3 Delta starters. He is a part of a cult. He doesn't want to just release them to the wild because he's pretty sure they'll die. Yes, you keep thousands of Eevees as is. Surely these 3 Pokemon won't be a bother to you. The professor doesn't really want to do this but obviously, as you could probably guess, he does. He does take these Pokemon, and if you pick one, your rival picks one, and the third gets left for the professor so he can actually study a Delta Pokemon. You can also pick an Eevee, at which point your rival picks an Eevee, and the professor apparently just gets all three to study. I will never ever pick Eevee in this game because it is not the badass Eevee. And what I will end up doing is I will roll this big dice for the starter, because it doesn't matter who our starter is. The only thing that it affects is what starter our rival gets, because our rival, like every Pokemon game, picks the Pokemon that is strong against ours. And so I'm going to go 1 and 2 are Delta Bulbasaur, 3 and 4 are Delta Squirtle, 5 and 6 are Delta Charmander. Have I heard of Delta Pokemon? So this guy's going to explain it to us anyways. Delta Pokemon were based on an idea scientists had about Pokemon a while ago. He says scientists, I think fanboys and fangirls. They're Pokemon that have different DNA than normal Pokemon. They're Pokemon that have a different type than they normally would. A good example would be an electric-type Dragonite or a water-type Porygon. The Pokemon that were given to him are Delta Pokemon. They are genetic experiments of Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle. So 1 and 2 are Bulbasaur, 3 and 4 are Squirtle, 5 and 6 are Charmander. I will go through all of the Pokeballs anyways, just to show you guys, because for some of you guys this might be your first experience with Pokemon Insurgence. If you are watching this and you want like a lot of stuff in bulk, go check out Shady Penguin. He is doing a Pokemon Insurgence playthrough. It's not randomized, it's not Egglocke, it's just a playthrough where he basically, if he finds a Pokemon he likes, he picks it up. Definitely go check out his channel. He also does a lot of other cool stuff. He's doing a Pokemon Black randomizer right now. He's done Soul Links with another person. So we are going to check this out. So this is Fairy Psychic type Bulbasaur. The Ghost Dragon type Charmander. And the Dark and Fighting type Delta Squirtle. So I actually, the very first time I played through, I went with Charmander. One of my friends went with Squirtle, named him Ninja Squirtle, which just makes sense to me. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice now. Remember, 1 and 2 is Bulbasaur, 3 and 4 is Squirtle, 5 and 6 is Charmander. I have 4. So that is Delta Squirtle. Which means that my rival is actually going to pick the Delta Bulbasaur because it has the type advantage. I'm not going to give a nickname to him because I have to do this. So, box number 1. Remember, the big dice is for the row, up and down. Little dice is for the column, left and right. So I'm going to roll the big dice. It's a 6. I have to re-roll because we only have 5 rows. We have a 1. So we are going to row 1, which we're already in. Number 3. I'm just going to show you kind of what this is. So he powers up Dark type moves. He's got perfect IVs in attack. But yes, he is fainted for the purpose of the Egglocke. So we pick up Juan. I have no idea what Juan is going to be. But Juan comes with the Dragon Scale. I did not mean to do that. I'm an idiot. I meant to hit A. I have a feeling I know what Juan is. I have a feeling that Juan is a horsey, because the dragon scale would be Kingdra, and Juan from Gen 3 is a water type trainer. It is a horsey. That's perfectly fine. I can take that. Horsey's not great, but it gets power when it gets to Kingdra. I'm not going to put him in a different Pokeball. He's automatically elevated up to level 7. He looks like he's going to be special attack and regular defense. Smokescreen. Some of the eggs have egg moves, some of them do not. So let's see here. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to get rid of Flail. I don't like it that much. Which means my rival's going to pick the Bulbasaur, which I predicted that. I will try to keep these episodes, like typically I would stop right about where I'm at right now. But the opening does take a little longer to get through. They will typically be between 25 and 30 minutes. Let's smoke screen this Delta Bulbasaur just to keep him. This is another thing. You guys can see it actually shows you stat changes. Of course, he's going to lower my attack. It's okay though. I am a special attacker, and he's very psychic, which means that he does not resist something like Octazooka. And I lower accuracy with that as well. He's not even going to hit me now. This is going to be such an easy battle for me. But you also have to remember that the lock doesn't start now. It's not started yet. It doesn't start until we have our actual Pokemon. The only portion of the lock that starts is not our actual Pokemon, Pokeballs. The only portion of the lock that started, obviously, was the egg portion of it. One other thing, and you guys will see this eventually. Gyms in this game are themed. They are not necessarily typed gyms. So, in the past, you know, you have Brock, and Brock is a rock type trainer. In this, a gym might be themed like around the sun. So you have a couple of fire type Pokemon, you have a couple of grass type Pokemon that will throw up Sunny Day and then Solar Beam you that turn, that sort of thing. So there's a little bit of variety with that. One other thing, I want to talk about this. I will actually be making a separate video for this particular thing. So, I follow a charity called Operation Supply Drop. Now, every year, they do a 24-hour gaming event. It's not just video gaming, it's everything. I'm going to be trying to do some live streaming stuff that day. I'm going to be trying to do some competition, some verses with some of my friends. The weekend that goes on. It's typically Memorial Day weekend, you know, middle of May or so. It is, they call it the 8-Bit Salute. Now, what this particular charity does, and it's a charity that's very near and dear to my heart because I am ex-military, is that it sends video games and game consoles and just all sorts of game stuff to military that are overseas fighting in places like Iraq, because we do have troops over there again, Afghanistan, Egypt, Africa, like just different places where we have our troop station. It also, it sends video games. This is probably the place where it hits closest to home for me. Because I did spend a very minimal amount of time at like Brooke Army Medical Center in Fort Sam Houston, Texas. It provides video games to the troops that are back here and are recovering in hospitals from, you know, having car bombs go off and now they're missing a limb or something like that. It gives them video games to help take their mind off of things. The 8-Bit Salute last year raised, I think, $750,000 over a weekend. I'm going to be taking part in that this year. I got the Pokegear. So here's our first encounter. It's a charity that's very near and dear to my heart. Just because I know what it's like to be a soldier and not have Shoot, I need to actually see which move is weaker, because I don't want to risk killing this Pikachu. Water Pulse is weaker. I will be doing some live streaming stuff. Insurgence is going to be part of that. I'm actually going to download a brand new version of Insurgence, like, without... And I kill off my first encounter. So that's one encounter down. Don't want to learn Leer. Ghastly. Please don't kill this. Gah! I don't want to have to go through... Just please give me something I can actually not kill. Level 5. I don't think I'll kill this Weedle unless I, like, crit it, but... That really was not my intention. I would definitely kill this thing. I'm not getting an encounter over here, guys, which sucks. But I want an encounter, so I'm gonna have to, like, kind of make my way up to this cave, potentially. Anyways, this charity. I will be doing a 24-hour event for that. I'm probably going to start around 10 in the morning. That gives some of my friends a chance to sleep in a little bit. So, brand new area. I believe this is a brand new area. It's not. It's still considered part of Shade Forest. But I need Pokemon. A Cubone. I can deal with that. So it's gonna growl, which is perfectly fine. This is a special move anyways. So we just need to live... Okay, it's just gonna keep growling. So it needs to not crit this. I can deal with that. Please catch the Cubone. Stay in the ball. Please stay in the ball. Please stay in the ball. Come on! One thing I want to do with that, apparently I can't randomize an Egglocke. So, come on, stay in the ball. So we will just be doing a versus Egglocke, which is going to be very interesting to do. I will try to stream that if possible. We are going to be playing Pokemon the trading card game. I'll do some online, I'll do some in person. Yes! I caught Cubone. So, that's encounter number 1 in this cave. I'm going to try to get a second encounter. At least 2 more if I can. I will go exchange the eggs and then we'll hatch them and we'll call that good. So you'll see, that Cubone was most definitely alive when I caught it. It is fainted and now nicknamed Egg Token. Shoot. Part Ghost, so I can't use Razor Wind. So Water Pulse, please don't kill. Yes! I'm going to do some Heroes of the Storm. I'm going to do some League of Legends. I'm going to do some not DC Universe. Yes. Final Crisis, I believe that's what it's called, the DC Comics MOBA, like League of Legends. I'm going to do some H1Z1. I think I have South Park: The Stick of Truth. I keep promising to do that I have not yet done. I'm going to do all sorts of stuff. If I'm literally, like, if I'm not doing live streaming, I'm going to be recording so much of it. So much stuff. And putting it up on YouTube just periodically throughout the day. So that's going to happen. That'll probably be... it's a little unfortunate because it's a weekend in May, like right after finals week finishes. So yeah, you go ahead and you raise your defense up. I just need you to not crit me at any point here. You're going to mud sport anyway, so even if you crit me now, it should only do 10 damage. You're going to mud sport again. I need him to not crit. Well, I mean, if he critted me, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I would end up back at the Pokemon Center. Horsey would be dead, but I couldn't actually box it until I hatched an egg. So I'll actually end up with a team, hopefully, assuming this ball catches Geodude, a team of 4. Yes, so that is our third encounter. We are going back to the Pokemon Center, to heal up Horsey, because Horsey is... he has taken a hit or two. And to get eggs for Geodude, Baltoy, and Cubone. Go away, Ghastly. I don't want you. I kind of want you. I would take a Ghastly if I had the option. But that's what's going to be happening here in May. In the meantime, I'm going to try to get the channel back up and running fairly regularly. You know, 2 to 3 videos a week I think is good for me, especially where I'm at in school right now. 2 to 3 videos a week is very doable. I can either bulk record or I could just regularly record, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What I would really like to do, and I don't know if it's a good idea, so for any of you who are watching, please, by all means, let me know. I'm going to put this up on Friday. What I would think about doing is we would do a different video or different series on Monday, and a different series on Wednesday, and a different series on Friday. But I'm gonna quit talking about that. Just let me know what you guys think. You know, what would you be fine with? You know, like a Pokemon Insurgence only coming 1 day a week, but it's always on Monday, and I'll always do like a randomizer on Wednesday, and maybe some showdown battles or something on Friday, or another series. Please let me know. But I'm gonna quit blabbering on about that, because you know what we got? We got egg tokens, and I want to see what I can get. So we're gonna roll our big dice first. It rolls a 6, of course. It rolled a 4. So we are down in row 4 of box 2. What column? Column number 2. I hit it just a little too fast. Box number 3, we are in, again, row 4. Number 3. And finally, our very last one, we are in row number 2. Column number 2. So we have Deku, Dylan, and Joey. Thick Club makes me think that it's a Cubone, so we're pretty much swapping a Cubone for a Cubone. Smooth Rock, I'm actually not sure. And C-Dot. That's okay. Because that's not bad. Like I said, you saw it had Shift Reite. I only do that just so that I can take a potential guess. I really have no idea what the second one that we're getting, Dylan, is. But this should be a C-Dot. Yep. There is Shift Reite. So there is Shifter gets a Mega Evolution. That's one thing that I really like about this. We're going to keep him in the same Pokeball he's already in. He gets elevated up to level 9. He's looking like he's kind of booty stats all around. We're going to... I'm not really getting rid of anything, but we're going to just see... Beat Up, which is pretty much useless in a single battle. Defog, which is pretty much useless. Foul Play, which is not bad. And Worry Seed, which is pretty much useless. So... Unfortunately, C-Dot is not... He might learn Growth. I'll stick it on him just because he looks like he's going to be a physical attacker. We'll stick him on there instead of Defog. If he learns Absorb, that he'll actually put some work in right now. But he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. So this is our second egg. This is Dylan. No idea what this is. Give me something good. Sandshrew. Everything is randomly generated, so. Level 9. He looks like he's going to be a little bit of a defensive tank. Let's go ahead and just take a look to see what moves he has. He has Chip Away. So not bad. Counter, which is garbage in a Nuzlocke. Endure, which is very useful in a Nuzlocke. And Night Slash. So, Night Slash is going to be power. Counter, I don't want even remotely on my team. Or on my Pokemon. Poison Sting. So that could put in some work because I don't really have anything to counter grass types right now. Or fairy types. So. And he's learning Rollout! Yes! Thank you, Sandshrew. Thank you. You know, I am perfectly fine. I know I just learned Poison Sting. I don't want Poison Sting now anymore. Now that I have Rollout, like, this can put so much better work in. And Rapid Spin. I am putting it on here. This is where I mildly cheat. I'm going to get rid of Endure. I mildly cheat because I know there are trainers in the first gym that set up hazards. That's how difficult this game is. Like, when I took on the first gym, I was just playing for fun, and I lost a team of 5 Pokemon, so... And it is. We pretty much swatched. We pretty much... I was trying to say switched and swapped at the same time. We pretty much swapped one Cubone for another. Except our Cubone that I caught was level 9, and this one is going to be level 8. Learns Tail Whip, Bone Club. One thing that is nice about all of these Pokemon... So, it actually shows you the IVs, which I briefly went into. Oh my... I didn't even notice. This is going to be a Sniper Kingdra. Sniper Kingdra is legitimately one of my favorite Pokemon. So... this is going to be awesome. All eggs have perfect IVs. So... perfect IVs, and then I can max out EVs as I see fit. Perish Song. That's useless right now. Detect isn't bad, but he's definitely going to end up being a... what's his nature? He's a Jolly Nature, which looks like he's got boosted defense, lowered special attack. This has got... I apologize, guys. I am also red-green colorblind, so sometimes I have difficulty telling if there's red on the text or not. Looks like he's going to have lowered attack, higher defense. This looks like it's higher special defense, lower defense. Docile, which looks like it's just a neutral nature. So that's not horrible. But I'm going to go ahead and save I believe I actually have autosave on anyways. I do not. We're going to go ahead and save, just because, you know, it's my party. I'll save if I want to. But we are going to go ahead and save. We are going to go ahead and call it good for today. We are 50 minutes in. This video went a little longer because I screwed up my first encounters and killed them, unfortunately. I was just a little bit too powerful. I never thought I'd say that about Horsey. Horsey is just a little bit too powerful. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments section if you guys would be fine with one video series Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because I have class Tuesday, Thursdays, and so many other commitments Tuesday, Thursdays that it's almost impossible for me to record and publish a video Tuesdays, Thursdays as well. So, if you guys would be fine, with me doing one video a day of like one series of like Pokemon Insurgence on Monday and a randomizer on Wednesday, I will make the videos long. It's not going to be a 15-20 minute ordeal. They will be like this length, like 50 minutes to an hour, just to compensate, just to say thank you. And also because if I posted a 25-minute video Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that adds up to, you know, an hour, 15 minutes. So if I make an hour-long video, it kind of makes up for that. Except that you guys are getting 3 hours a week instead of an hour and 15 minutes a week. So please let me know what you guys want me to do in the description. I will even set up some potential showdown matches with some of my friends, just so that I can be sure that I'm getting good matches. But let me know what you guys want me to do. And once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me through any rough times, through any lackluster uploads to the channel over the last few weeks. I very much appreciate it. I really am doing this for entertainment purposes. I am also I am looking to expand. That's what it is. I want to expand this channel to be so much more. And I think taking a break from this channel actually made me realize that. I want it to be more than it actually is. So, please let me know what I can do, what you guys want to see, what you guys want me to do. I will take everything into consideration. So, once again, thank you for watching. This is going to be episode number 1 of our Pokemon Insurgence playthrough. We should get to about 15 episodes, just based on how long this game is, if not even more. I can imagine this going to 40, 50 episodes, and I'm not stopping until I finish it. So, once again, guys, thanks for watching. Tommy out.